All right, here we are in the venerable Airbus A320. We're currently sitting here at Charles de Gaulle in France, just outside of Paris. And wow, they've got quite a bit of stuff going on in here. Taking a look up over my head, looks like they got all the good controls. I'd be curious as to what level all these actually operate. Although I just noticed, holding my mouse over a few of these, it just says that they're not working or they won't. But that's okay. I'm sure we'll see some more sophisticated versions of this aircraft a little later on. Anyway, we'll go ahead and run through the pattern real quick here. I'll head over to Paris, France, because we're so darn close to it. I'm going to go ahead and drop 2 notches of flap. We do flaps 2. Actually, I think I already had one in. There we go. Flaps 2 is looking pretty good there. This aircraft is ultra unique. Basically, it was the Airbus's answer to the next generation / the MAX version of the Boeing 737. It features a fly-by-wire, which we're certainly going to have to stress out a little bit. So theoretically, if this were a true Airbus, I should be able to push the throttle forward, and it should automatically click on to the different modes. Like I see max continuous, I see toga, and it automatically kicks in. Let's roll. Oh yeah. Kind of surprised like the whole camera doesn't wave just a little bit. Now, Charles de Gaulle Airport is a very interesting airport. I have been there in the real world. It's got one of the weirdest little like glass tubey walk-a-later things in the world. It was the one time somebody in France thought I actually spoke French, which was kind of interesting. She asked me to take my shoes off to get through security, which was incredible because when we finally got back home, I was amazed to see the differences in security. It's just very, very interesting. All right, being an Airbus, I should be able to let go, which I just did, and we should hold the exact same attitude, which we do. Go ahead and flap up the flaps real quickly. I'm going to go ahead and switch to throttle climb. Right there. Lovely. It feels really weird not having to use trim, but this is a fly-by-wire aircraft, so it does not surprise me in the slightest. All right, let's go ahead and start nosing down just a teeny tiny bit. Oh, yeah. This aircraft has definitely got some sophisticated stuff going under the hood here. Paris. It's incredible that you can actually take the subway all the way from the airport right downtown, which is just incredible. I'm going to push that. Thrust is set to climb, but it does not want to climb on me. That's all right. Actually, looking over on the right, it says that my power for climb was 27%. Something doesn't quite feel right here. Let's give myself a little bit of power and try to pick up a little bit here. I wonder how much of the FMS actually works here. Can we do that? I don't know. Oh, there we go. Now we're picking up speed. Let's actually put it on speed mode so I can have direct control over the engines here. Obviously, you're not supposed to be traveling over 250 knots when you're less than 10,000 feet. I'm a little disappointed in the frame rate here, but again, I can have to go back and tweak it quite a bit. Wow, that is quite a bit of detail. Apparently, we've lost some connection there, so I expect to have some other issues. But this is launch day, so it doesn't surprise me that a couple of these little things come up from time to time. Engine sound-wise, it sounds pretty good. I can already see proper downtown Paris, though. I expected to have some frame rate issues. I didn't expect them to quite be this bad. And again, I don't exactly have a slouch of a system, so something worth noting. So one cool thing about the Airbus A320 is it's completely fly-by-wire. So there's really some fun ways to kind of try that and stretch it out just a teeny tiny bit. One thing, of course, is to pull the controls all the way back and see what happens. And you can see that it just smoothly climbed. If I push the controls all the way forward, you can see it just smoothly came back down. That's amazing. And they actually did a pretty good job with that. Another great way to test it is to go ahead and tilt the plane and then let go. Okay, now that's interesting. Oh, there it goes. I'm not touching the controls. Notice the aircraft automatically corrected it. It actually corrected it very, very aggressively, which is interesting because usually it's a little bit smoother. Again, I'll leave it in the center and watch the aircraft actually pull itself back. Okay, apparently this is not enough bank angle to actually make it kind of anger here. But again, it's pretty slick. So I have been to Paris. It's a very, very lovely city. It is a very old city. It's actually kind of a bit of a shock to see some of the things here. One of the neat things with the skyline and the landmarks and everything that you do normally see, obviously we have Tour Eiffel straight ahead, is the fact that there are no tall buildings basically in Paris proper, with the exception of basically one small building, which again is pretty wild when you think about it. There's Montmartre over there. It's pretty neat. All the cool artists hanging out there. We should be actually passing over Notre Dame in a second. I'll see if I can spot it. 50-50 if I actually can see it. But again, I'm pretty impressed with the way the aircraft handles. One thing I'm very interested in is the actual automatic pilot, which we'll have to give a try in just a minute. So let's go ahead and, let's see here. We'll take ourselves up to that. We're going to let the aircraft control it. I'll do that. Slap on the automatic pilot. There it goes. All right. So I could also throw on the automatic throttle. Let's see if I throw it back to climb mode, if it agrees with me. Climb. It's a little better, but I feel like we're starting to stall again. Yeah, there's definitely something weird going on. Of course, it could be user error. I'm not exactly an expert at Airbuses. I'm more of a Boeing guy kind of myself, but that's totally fine as well. Now, I'm surprised there is not a button for that. But, yeah, this thing is really, really, really struggling to find the right RPM. But that's okay. All right, hopefully you found this helpful. Normally I go ahead and swing the thing in for a nice little landing or something like that. But it's being a little weird on me, not going to lie. So I'm going to go check that stuff out later. Otherwise, enjoy.